Ready?
Oh, hey man, what's up?
Hey,
Long time no see.
long time no see.
Yeah, how you been doing?
Good, good, and
Good.
you?
Can't complain. I mean, the new year started. I've just been thinking like about goals for the year. Life keeps on passing by, time keeps on going. Yeah, and it made me think like what I might want to do this year. Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Anything you have in mind?
Um, well, in general, I I'm pretty like I'm in a weird spot right now in my life. I don't know about you, but I sort of I don't know, I feel a little like I'm coming out of being stuck, but still in that stuck chapter. I don't know, like what about you?
You
What do
know,
you feel like?
it's interesting that you say that, right? Like growing up, I always thought that once I was an adult, right, 23, 24, my life will have this sort of path that I know I'm taking. Like I studied what I wanted to study, I started working in what I wanted to work. But as time goes by, I feel like I'm more and more stuck, like in a ditch. Um, that I keep trying to like climb out of, and as much as I try, like I still feel stuck as well.
Yeah.
um so yeah, I think I feel the same way now. That's part of like planning goals for this year. I feel like just aiming for something and achieving it is one step out of the ditch.
Yeah. And especially because in both of our lives and everybody's lives, there's things you can't control. Like in your situation, like I can't control this. So it's like it's best to put your energy into things you can control because it's literally like that's
Yeah.
the only thing you can. But there's like a difficult. I don't know about you, but sometimes, even if something I want to do it, it's very achievable. There's like a trepidation of like actually going for it. There's something that stops me, and I haven't found out what that is.
You know, it's really interesting. For some people, it's a form of anxiety. Like we have so set in our minds that we can't achieve something that when we actually try to achieve it, like our own subconscious pauses us and tells us, hey, don't do this, don't do that. And it's with everything. Like sometimes you want to learn a new instrument, you buy the instrument, and then when you start practicing, in the beginning you're like, hey, I'm not good enough. You want to socialize more, and you go out and it's like, hey, let me go back home. So it's a matter of pushing forward and, dominating your own mind, I feel like.
Yeah.
And with that, like I feel like this is the year to push myself. Life keeps on going. And one thing that I want to do is I've always wanted to lose weight, right? And I know that's the cliche goal that everyone has, but I realize that life is too short and I want to be able to do things my entire life.
Yeah.
And as I play with my nieces and nephews, I realize, hey, they want me to be the super uncle, but I know I'm not physically fit to be the super uncle.
Yeah, yeah.
They want to run around, they want to do this, they want to do that. And I feel like I owe it to them to do my part to become the super uncle.
Yeah, that you can become
And-
the super uncle.
Yeah, and if you truly love someone, why will you not put in the time and effort for that person?
Right.
So I just feel like it's my calling. As an uncle, it's my calling. And not only that, maybe once I have my own kids, maybe any future venture, I will need that strength, that energy, and I want to be able to put that out into the world.
Yeah.
Because the more energy I have, the more positivity I can bring to the world, And with that, like, I've always admired people that can do marathons. And I thought to myself, hey, why can't you do a marathon? What's stopping you? That subconscious thing that's in your head telling you can't, you're not good enough. Screw that.
There's also isn't there like a self-sabotaging component to that?
I
That, like,
feel I feel like it really is, especially like in my experience, or I could say our experience, young men, we're taught that we need to be like always grinding, always hustling. We need to be providers. We need to do this. We need to do that, and it leaves a really small area for us to wonder like, what do I want out of life, and what goals I want to impose to myself that are satisfying. And I feel like this is the year. This is the year.
It is. This is the year. Today is the day.
Today is the day.
I have a bunch.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with. There's goals that I have that are achievable, that are more abstract, more life term, less concrete. Here's some concrete ones. I'm gonna start with the most important. And it's the one that I used to be better at, and I've kind of hindered. Like, I want to be a writer and an actor. I wanted to do that since I pretty much knew what jobs were, like as a little kid, because I thought like, oh, I want to be a superhero, an agent. But once I learned like what actual careers are, it's always been like stories. I just love stories. I love art, and that's like the worst. It's like little Mark did not know, like the art jobs, like that's crazy. So it kind of stinks. I wish I wanted to do something else. But I guess I'll accept the challenge. But recently, so I was like putting myself out there. I was doing the grind. I got signed to management. I still have them. So I'll do auditions for them every once in a while. But that, me putting myself out there and like actively looking for jobs, I should be doing that more. But like, I've wound back. So I need to get on my ass and start like promoting myself again, trying to like do that, like this job seeking, like knocking on people's doors. I gotta get back into that. So that's one I can do. Maybe like, it's just hard with work because it's either like, I just gotta get into that. So that's one. Two, I want to get more into guitar, spend more time with it. Spanish is third. So these are three concrete ones. And then also going to the gym, but that's fun. I'll just do that regardless.
Yeah.
You know, what do you think would be like a good? Do you think having 2 days each dedicated, be like, this day would be guitar day, this day would be Spanish day, this day would be like looking for things, and even writing too. Like that's a whole thing. There's so many things in like, there's too many things in this world.
Right? There's so many things to dominate, like so many skills you could be better at, but such little time. And that's something that I always feel like has been a struggle with working a full-time job. We don't have enough time to dedicate to our own personal lives. Now, to stipulate what will be a good time frame, I feel like that will be hard, or not a time frame, but like the amount of days to like practice. Something that I thought to myself, right? One of my goals is to be more creative. Same things as you mentioned. I want to play guitar more, like be better at instruments. I want to write more. So I thought, hey, let's start step by step. Maybe I'm not gonna write like an entire novel right now, but how about every day just write something? Just grab a pen and paper and write what comes to your mind. And then slowly you add to it. Slowly you add more challenge. Slowly you add more depth. And hey, who knows? Maybe by the end of the year you'll have a novel together. You know?
Yeah, I've written a full novel actually.
Oh wow!
It's grueling.
It's grueling.
Yeah.
Hey, but
I think it made me better though. Like, even though I don't want to do anything with it, like making yourself do that's hard.
Yeah.
So, this is how I'm gonna have to send you these things. Like, I feel like for a week I have to come up with time, but like, let's start simple. Maybe like the putting effort into the acting career, not actual acting, but like the marketing side. 1 hour a week. Guitar and Spanish, 2 hours a week. And I can do it anytime, and I'll just chart my time, just like have fun, and like, oh, I did that. I think that's easy, right? Is that a good step?
Yeah. So for me, what I find is the hardest with our day-to-day living is that we don't have someone to hold us accountable.
Yeah.
So I feel like just letting each other know what our schedule or our plan is.
Yeah.
That way, like you go text me, hey, it's a Monday, it's gym day, get up, stop being lazy, you know?
You do Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So, you know, you just let me know what days you go, I let you know which days I go. And, you know, there's no slack. There's always holding us each other accountable.
Yeah. I'll let you know if I want to do something today, like make sure I do it.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, yeah, there's gonna be off days, right? Some weeks we're gonna be sick. Some weeks we're like gonna have a family event. But
Of course.
in general, just being there, holding each other accountable, you know.
I think
'Cause,
it's it.
yeah, I feel like we all deserve to have people hold us accountable and be better in life, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's a good idea.
And then these are like longer term. I think I'm just gonna say the most important thing is like being at peace with who you are and the actions you're taking. I find that a lot of stress and negativity I have is when I feel like I'm not being the person I want to be. When I feel like the actions I'm taking don't align with what I want at the most fundamental level. So this, like, doing things like that will get us there. Like doing so, that's like my big goal for the year. At the end of the year, to be like, I'm at a place where I don't regret any of my actions because I'm doing the actions that I actually want to do.
I agree. I think ultimately it's just getting out of that 9 to 5 grind of every day and exposing ourselves to what we want life to be. Because definitely life is too beautiful as to us not say something with our lives. You know? I really want to provide back to the community. I want to feel more connected to society and to my peers. So
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Especially on a like, I'm gonna get back into like relationships this year, like just like father relationship, friend relationship, and really like, I don't know. I feel like that's the way to go. People like to be listened to. That's the,
Exactly.
that's the big thing.
But most people don't know how to listen. And something that I was pondering about yesterday that's really interesting is nowadays we don't use social media to socialize.
Yeah.
We only use social media to envy other people, to feel worse about ourselves. So I was thinking, hey, why don't I go back to the good old days of MySpace when, you know, we were back in the basics and reaching out to people like,
Yeah.
hey, you know, how have you been? Long time no talk, and just connecting. Because right now I feel like there's an epidemic of feeling alone,
Yeah.
and especially ever since that one pandemic in 2020.
Yeah.
The world has changed so drastically, and you know, I feel like now is the time to start connecting with your peers, with the people that you love, that you grew up with. You know, you have to connect because eventually you're gonna grow older, and the day that you're on your deathbed, who do you want to see next to you?
Right.
Do you just want to be alone in a hospital room? No, you want your friends to come by. You want, you know, your family. And now is the time to reach out and do that.
Yeah.
When it's not too late. And that's what I want to do this year as well.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, honestly, like a few days ago, I'm gonna start like actively like, really saying hello to everyone in my office and going out of my way to talk to people, because they never make the first move, but they love it. They actually love to talk to people, but like you said, a lot of people walk with their eyes, like literally observing people at the ground to avoid eye contact, and it's not like there is a fear. There is like a public fear about like having connection, but people love it when it happens.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just, if it means that we're just gonna have to like, honestly, I'll take the first step 1,000 times. Let's do it.
Yeah. You know, it's funny, right? You mentioned the fear. Like, we are scared of socializing, yet it's what we crave so deep inside of us.
Yeah.
Because we're social creatures, you know. The human race has always had a community, but nowadays it's like we've slowly given that up. We're giving it away, and no, we got to do our best to connect. I think that's a wonderful idea, not only at work, it could be at work, at the gym, at church, at like social events. Just introduce yourself to one new person. That's all you need to do. One new
Yeah.
person a week, one new person a day.
Let's do
depends
it,
on your
dude.
comfort. Yeah, it depends on your comfort level. Just do it. That's how we establish relationships. That's how we establish connections. You don't know. Maybe your the, your soul brother is gonna walk by you one day, and you don't know it, and you talk to that person. You're like, hey, you know, nice to meet you. I'm Mark, and that's the start of a really beautiful friendship that becomes a brotherhood.
Right.
You know, so I love that idea. I love that idea.
All right. So, most achievable, most concrete for me would be putting more time to my artistic career, Spanish, guitar, and I mean, if I have a gym goal, I'll just shoot you like, this is what I want to do. And you is losing weight.
Or being more in a better physical condition, which losing weight is part of. 5K, you know, marathon.
I'll run a 5K with you.
Or
I don't know if I'll do
I'll hold
marathon.
you to that.
Yeah, I mean, I could do. That was my thing, man. Running was.
Yeah.
That was.
Hey,
I like sprinting more and like weightlifting, but I'll run.
the world is your oyster. You can do whatever you want
Yeah.
to do, right? Just gotta put in the work. So being more active physically, or more capable physically, more creative, and socialize more. Reach out to people.
All right.
Yeah,
You better do it.
it's a deal. I'm gonna
It's a
hold you
deal.
accountable as well.
All right.
You know?
It's yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Let's
same
do
here.
it.